Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a fresh week and welcome to a beautiful Monday morning. And today, there is an urge or a need inside us which we don't understand, and that is to learn how to balance. We may learn alignment, but do we know how to balance? Because there are so many situations that happen in our life where we may say that we falter or we feel a little unsure or we feel emotionally unrest. We feel the emotional unrest. There's many factors that keep happening in our lives. And though we keep telling ourselves that, I'm a very balanced person, but those little incidents and those situations, they kind of creep up upon us and then they make us go through a lot of upheavals, maybe not on the front, because we have so many masks, but within us, it creates an imbalance. And because of that imbalance, your thoughts, feelings, emotions, behavior, responses, everything starts getting affected. Yeah. So, to understand this first, let's just first calm down. Take a slow breath. Relax your shoulders. And let your awareness find a calm place inside. So what is this maintaining of balance? We're talking, remain in that calm state, yeah? And not trying to focus as to, what is being talked about? Just remain calm. So today, let's just understand what is this maintaining balance that we're talking about. This is that delicate dance between stillness and movement. It's the delicate dance between calm and chaos, and inner truth and outer noise. That's the balance we're talking about, right? It is the art of staying centered when life asks more of us than the usual pattern that we go through. It is the pattern of remaining steady, even when the world around us is, shifting or spinning. How do we maintain that axis of balance? Yeah. So balance is not a fixed achievement. It is a living, breathing response to life. So sometimes we wobble, sometimes we really lose it, and sometimes we know how to hold it with grace. Yeah. So today I'm going to give you a lot of examples so that you can relate to it. So, if you get these examples, then you understand, that happens in my life. I think maybe it happens in everyday moments and we don't realize it. And that is where our balance is being tested. So let's look at external situations like at home. So when the house feels too noisy or messy or demanding, and even the tiniest work that you want or need to do turns into an irritation. And that's where balance slips before we even notice that it has gone. That is why the irritation has set in, right? Let's say with children, when their energy is so high and your patience is low. So anything that they may be doing in their common space, that's the way they are. But because the imbalance is there, within you because your patience is low. What happens? The energy of imbalance grows faster inside and more so that it may explode. So somewhere that balance, gets, well, dissolved, right? But if you're working, let's say at work or even at home, if there is some special assignments, etc., if you're working from home, when there are deadlines and the deadline tightens and the expectations are really high, what happens? Your inner space begins to feel rushed even before the day has started because you're already building it up in your mind. And when the more you build it up, the more you start feeling agitated, the more you feel restless, the more you feel, oh my God, I can't handle it. How will I handle it? Or what will they think of me? How will I do it? So somewhere that balance has got affected. Same way in relationships. So if you're having a conversation with somebody and some old emotions are stirred because of that conversation, something comes up in your mind. So instead of being able to respond gently, are you able to balance it in terms of your reaction or responding gently? You feel torn between it. You feel like saying something. You feel like, expressing yourself. But, based on the conversation, you might say, yeah, but then that time you did this. Then the conversation shifts into another gear and the whole thing goes in a different tangent. Hasn't this happened to us all the time in our lives? We go through it. Now, that was the external environment. Now, let's look at what happens when our thoughts, feelings, emotions are not balanced. Because it is deeply tied to what happens within us. So, you have emotional swings. All of us have emotional swings. When the emotions, they rise suddenly, or there's a burst of frustration, or there's a dip in mood, or unexplained heaviness. Balance is what tells you this moment shall pass. This too shall pass. Sometimes it comes up in our head, but do we listen to it? But the moment we decide to listen to it, that this too shall pass, we calm down. It happens, isn't it? Give me a thumbs up or some reaction that you understand which way we are going. I have to ask for it every time. So sad. I'm joking. Yeah. So this is about when we are talking of emotional swings. Now, and we also have, a situation where we go into overthinking. And that spirals out of control. Why? Because your mind is racing far ahead based on a situation or an action or a reaction. What is happening? Your mind is already far ahead, thinking what? Building stories. There are fears. What will happen? Or fearing the outcomes. So we're just going ahead thinking, okay, if I do this, then this can happen. If this happens, then that will happen. If that will happen, then what will happen? We do that, don't we? Yeah. So what is balance? Balance is calling you back, come back in the now. Be here, be stationed, be positioned, be aligned, be synchronized. Don't take off on a tangent. Because when you feel too much and too fast, this is what comes out of it. Right? Then there is what I call emotional exhaustion. When you've been strong and sort of, carrying the burden of life and circumstances around you on your shoulders for too long, so long that you are not able to speak about it also. And then you are at a risk of the fatigue settling inside you. Balance comes in the form of telling you, take a break, relax, rest, release, do it. And you kept telling, how can I take a break? Everything is dependent on me. I am the one responsible for this. If I don't do it, who will do it? Who will take care of this? Don't we go through all this? So, if your own mind is saying, why don't you take a break? Just rest, yaar. हो जाएगा आधे घंटे बाद, एक घंटे बाद. What's the worst that can happen if it's not done today? We don't think that. We just think that how, why, what, where. So the body and your mind is also telling you, take a break, rest, release, relax. Or the universe may be telling you through somebody. If somebody says, take chill, yaar, don't take so much stress. But we say that person is talking rubbish. They don't know what I'm going through. Or they don't know what I go through. Right? We go through all this all the time. Then there is what is called a mood imbalance. When your mood shifts without any reason, let's say you were feeling okay and suddenly you start feeling heavy. And from your calm state, you start becoming very agitated. What happens? You're just allowing yourself to go into that, vibration and frequency of getting maybe restless or helpless or anger or rage or tension. Imagine so many aspects keep coming up. What does balance do? Balance reminds you, listen to this carefully. Balance reminds you that all the emotions that come up, they are only visitors and not permanent residents. If we keep that in mind, in the sense that, okay, it has happened, right? And there is a reaction. Okay, fine, ho gaya na, khatam hui baat, finish it, come back to normal now. We wait for a class teacher to tell us that. We wait for an elder to tell us that. We do the same naturally to our children because their filter mind is still open. But don't we tell them, okay, it's over now, no, finished, now it's okay, come back. Why can't we do it to ourselves? Because emotions, as I said, are only visitors, not permanent residents. Now, when there's another situation where thoughts and feelings, collide. When your mind says, stay logical, but your heart says, I'm hurting. Happens, isn't it? So what does balance do? What is balance saying? Balance tells you to look within the space in between where both can be side by side. I may be hurting, but I can still be logical. I am logical, but I'm allowed to hurt. Instead of putting on that mask of being logical, but at the same time, the resentment, the anger, the jealousy, the envy, or anything else, the pain that I'm hurting. And this demand of me to be logical because that's how the world needs to see me. Otherwise, what will they think of me? Or I need to stand like that because everyone's life depends on me. The world will crack. My house will break down. My relationships will break down. So the mind is saying, stay logical, but the heart is saying, I'm hurting. So instead of allowing it to become a tug of war, let it both be there. And with hurting, you can keep working on it with Redikall to release it, let go, surrender, forgive. let the guilt, everything else be released from you. And then the balance says, do that. It'll be easy for you. Then there is hidden turmoil. I've given a lot of examples today because I wanted you to really understand what balance means. There's the hidden turmoil. And what is that? When you appear very calm on the outside, same thing like the logical and hurting, but different. Very calm outside, but there's a big storm building inside you, or there is a big storm inside you. But balance is that anchor that keeps you from drifting. So it's not a facade here. Here it is, stay calm, it's okay. Inside there may be lots of thoughts and battles going on. But you know that you can tide over certain situations if you allow that anchor of balance to be there and not allow you to drift. Because sometimes, don't we say we have to maintain that delicate balance? This is what we're talking of, right? Then there is emotional reactivity. When a small trigger creates a huge reaction, a blast, balance is that pause that protects your peace. Think about it. How many of you agree with me on this? Yeah? So, each of these situations that I talked about, each of these moments just teaches us one thing. And what is that? That balance is not the absence of turbulence, but it is the ability to remain centered through it. I think you should make it as a quote and write it. Balance is not the absence of turbulence, but the ability to remain centered through it. Right? So today, let us ask radical consciousness to help us purify all that is inside us that makes us imbalanced. Right? So close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Feel yourself relaxing completely. Let all the stress and the tension stored in your head, in your shoulders, in your arms, in your body, in your legs, just see it all draining out. Just let it go. Breathe in the power of balance and exhale the need for imbalance. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Return to normal breathing. Invoke your healing masters, healing guides, healing angels, your higher consciousness, radical consciousness, love consciousness, prosperity consciousness. Invoke your teachers, mentors, gurus, guides, and all the frequencies that you resonate with. Seek their guidance, seek their support, seek their gentle understanding as you learn how to maintain and master the art of balance by releasing all that makes it imbalanced, so that your journey further, as you connect to your superconsciousness and prime resource energy, continues to be gentle, steady, easy, and peaceful. Collect all your thoughts wherever they are in the universe. See them centering you, entering you. And when you feel centered and aligned, take another deep breath and recite with me or after me. You can keep your palms open facing upwards and sense the energies as they shift within you, because you are completely relaxed and your body is relaxed too. And now recite with me. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my need for imbalance. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my need for imbalance. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my need for imbalance. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my restlessness. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my need for restlessness. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my need for restlessness. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, releasing, grounding, and protecting my need to hold everything perfectly. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my need to hold everything perfectly. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my need to hold everything perfectly. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my fear of losing balance. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my fear of losing balance. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my fear of losing balance. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my anticipation of turbulence. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my fear of turbulence. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my fear of turbulence. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my inner ruffling during ruffled times. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my inner ruffling during ruffled times. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from ruffling during ruffled times. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my overwhelming feeling when the outer world grows loud. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my overwhelming feeling when the outer world grows loud. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my overwhelmed feeling when my outer world grows loud. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my attachment to control. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my attachment to control. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my attachment to control. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my fear of major shifts in life. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my fear of major shifts in life. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my fears of major shifts in life. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my resistance to change. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my resistance to change. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my resistance to change. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my need to react quickly. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my need to react quickly. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my need to react quickly. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my habit of absorbing others' turbulence. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my habit of absorbing others' turbulence. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my habit of absorbing others' turbulence. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my old patterns of panic. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my old patterns of panic. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my old patterns of panic. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my inner turmoil. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my inner turmoil. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my inner turmoil. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my doubts about my own steadiness. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my doubts about my own steadiness. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my doubts about my own steadiness. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my sensitivity to outer imbalance. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my sensitivity to outer imbalance. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my sensitivity to outer imbalance. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my fear of stillness. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my fear of stillness. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my fear of stillness. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my restlessness during silent moments. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my restlessness during silent moments. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my restlessness during silent moments. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my tendency to react from exhaustion. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my tendency to react from exhaustion. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my tendency to react from exhaustion. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my habit of losing calmness in chaos. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my habit of losing calmness in chaos. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my habit of losing calmness in chaos. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my fear of not being grounded enough. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my fear of not being grounded enough. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting me from my fear of not being grounded enough. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my patterns of inner turbulence. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my patterns of inner turbulence. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my patterns of inner turbulence. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my need for balance by returning to the balance already within me. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my need for balance by returning to the balance already within me. Radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my need for balance by returning to the balance already within me. Take a deep breath to absorb all these affirmations, complete cleansing so that the imbalance leaves you and balance becomes a part of you. See it filling every cell, every fiber, every muscle, every tissue, every organ, every chakra of your body. Stay in this space. Take a slow, deep breath and let the words that I say now settle inside you like a calm light within your chest, within your heart. Balance is not something you chase outside. It is a home inside you. It lives in your breath, in your awareness, in your presence. Even when life ruffles your edges, your center stays timeless, untouched. Remember, you maintain inner stillness irrespective of outer shift. You remain balanced in your balanced world. Whenever you feel turbulence, outside or within, return to this quiet truth. You remain balanced in your balanced world. Your balance is always there with you. It is a home inside you. It lives in your breath, in your awareness, and in your presence. Take a deep breath to absorb this. And when you feel balanced and settled inside you, rub your palms, massage your face, your scalp, your arms, your shoulders, your body, your legs. See your feet permanently, grounded on the floor if you're sitting in a chair. And when you feel completely balanced and aligned, You can open your eyes. Take your time. Any thoughts, any questions, any reactions, any experiences, any emotions, anything that is there, it'll be lovely if you can share.
Aarti, I wanted to thank you for bringing it to our notice. No, this too shall pass. That was my mantra sometime back when I was going through a very challenging situation. And every morning I would say this to myself, and that really helped me get through it.
Yeah.
So I think that's a thing that a lot of us can use when we need it.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So it was a reminder today. Maybe the universe was telling you that come back to it. Keep this mantra with you all the time.
Yes.
This will pass. So,
Yes.
And I
also like the way you said the emotions are guests.
They are visitors.
That was a very nice one.
Absolutely. They are visitors. They don't have to stay there. They have to just come. All right, you're here. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. That's the way it should be, isn't it? Yeah. Thank you for sharing, Sagari. Yes, Revati.
So beautiful, man. It is like an awakening, actually. We all know we need seeking balance in life. Some aspects of life we see, okay, I'm finding the balance, I'm finding the balance. But you have assimilated everything in one session and you have offered it as a beautiful platter. And each and every one of it is like, is worth munching and absorbing deep down into our consciousness.
Yeah.
And such a beautiful platter you have offered. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much. This is all guided all the time. And then, of course, it becomes important for us to understand any situation of any kind in our life. We're not gods. We know that we will react. Correct. But it also means that we can learn how to master the art of learning to balance. It may not be 100%, but if we are able to achieve 50%, that's good. Because if 50% comes in, then 60 will also come and 70 will come too. 100% may not be there for all of us. Everybody reacts. Everybody sort of loses their calm or loses their composure or loses their, emotions or reactions. It happens, but that's okay. No harm. So this is all guided. So yeah, it's great that we are all able to share it together so beautifully.
Actually, what it does is it makes us aware of our feelings.
Absolutely.
So it might not go completely, but we know we are aware.
Yeah.
So we are getting better and better.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. So I'll just read what is written here. Pratiksha has written it in the group. Balance is not the absence of turbulence, but the ability to remain centered in truth. Seriously, you people should keep it as a note in front of your computer or laptop or wherever you sit. Revati has also written it. All right. Srividya says, beautiful recitation. Thank you. Thank you. Seema, thank you. Feeling totally balanced. That's lovely. If a person can feel balanced, that's wonderful. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Snigdha.
Ma'am, so it was a session that brought the sense of balance and how being balanced and staying neutral and just observing. I think that itself is helps us remain balanced. And like you said, we don't have to chase balance. It's within us.
Yes, it
We
is.
just have to find that alignment and that balance inside.
Yeah, you need to find it more with two little kids around you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Yes, Bina? You're muted, Bina.
Yeah, thank you for this wonderful session. Before we ended, in a sense, by taking the deep breath and everything, we recited statement. So after that deep breath or anything, did we close with anything? I'm just willing to know if missed out anything.
No, you haven't missed out
And
anything.
the closing statement, I just wanted to recollect, to be with it for the whole day.
No, there is no closing statement. It was just allowing yourself to be in that space. That's all. Be in the space of balance. Okay?
So in the sense, like we said, radical consciousness is purifying, energizing, completing, grounding, and protecting my need for balance by returning to the balance already within me.
Yeah.
So, so after this, we took a deep breath in and breathe out. And did we close it there? Because for a moment I got
Nothing. That was
distracted.
just, that
I
was
opened my eyes and I had water. I couldn't concentrate if there was anything
okay, Bina,
coming.
nothing. That was the final statement. You can stay with that last statement itself, and that will be fine. Okay? There was nothing
Okay,
after that. It's just a kind of conclusion that I did. There was no statement. Okay? In any case, the
okay.
recording will be available, so you can look it up over there also later. Yeah?
Yeah. So only a matter of request so to feel closing because I just feel can we uh, add or suggest something for me like
There is
to
nothing. It's a
evolve and
collective
to
consciousness for everyone. This is what it was about balance, and we have done that. So that last statement of the radical consciousness thing is the one you can stay with, and you can just recite that if you want to, because this is not, this is just it's a kind of meditative space that we come. Meditation is over, everything is finished. So that is how it is, okay? Okay, I just want to announce today I'm out from tomorrow till 26th of November. I'm going to the
yeah
mountains, and this is really high in the mountains. So if I have connectivity over there in terms of internet, not in terms of Wi-Fi, etc. If there is connectivity, then I will have the morning, this recitation sessions. Otherwise, till 26th, I'm not available. Okay. But every
yeah
day, please read up. I'll be posting if the session is going to happen, I'll post in the group. Otherwise, the session is not there. Okay.
yeah.
So thank you.
So Aarti, just a small request. I feel there is something for me to evolve and develop to a more advanced form like I was because my energy level is different, every alternate days. Fortunately, when I attend this session, it, adds up some kind of energy, or, clarity to move forward with that. So I just request if you can suggest me a statement to be with something like to evolve. I don't know to frame the radical statement, so hence I'm requesting something to
So
evolve.
just
uh,
say, I peacefully progress in life
I peacefully progress in life
uh, in an easy and effortless manner
in an easy and effortless manner
with full faith in the authentic me.
with full faith in the authentic me.
That's it. Keep
Sure.
saying this to yourself as a mantra. In any case, Sabina, there's a big change in you. We can all see it. You're already sounding better. Keep going on your path and you will reach where you are. Don't get desperate, okay? Desperation
Yeah.
never helps. Just keep going. You are already on the path and it will happen to you in life, okay?
Yeah.
Stay
I,
with this
I'm just,
statement. That's it.
I'm
Now, no
just,
conversation. Just stay with this statement. Say it
yeah.
every day to yourself 21 times, 7 times, 30 times, whatever you feel. And keep doing it every day. And you'll see the shift within you because you are already shifting. Okay? So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, thank you, everyone. Any other question?
Th-
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aarti. God bless you. Thank you for your time and patience once again.
Not at
Most
all.
importantly, that statement that you said, patience is the art of concealing your impatience. It really added value. Thank you for that as well.
Thank you.
There is so much to learn from you.
No, it's okay. Just
Uh,
keep with it and just tell yourself that you're doing good. Okay?
yeah,
All
sure.
right.
Thank you. Have a
Thank you.
great day.
You too.
So also tomorrow there are challenges if we could connect. So otherwise, day after tomorrow onwards, you are available, right?
I just said that I think you don't listen, Bina. I said from
Okay.
18th to 26th. I'm not, that is tomorrow. Tomorrow is 18th, right? So from
Correct.
18th to 26th, I'm not available. Whenever if I have connectivity, you'll see the message in the group. See you at 10 a.m. for the recitation. If it is not there, then there is no session. Otherwise, from 27th November, we'll start again. Okay?
Yeah, sure. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you,
God
everyone.
bless
Have
you.
a great day and a week ahead. And yeah, I will miss you too. Thank you, Pratiksha, for that. But we are together connected. All the best. Have a great day and a great week ahead. Bye bye.